Welcome to part 2 of the owl tutorial. We're going to start by making a magic ring in the red color. This is going to be the start of the hat. So you're going to take your yarn and go around the top 3 fingers like this. Create an X on one side and 2 parallel lines on the other side, and then I like to grab that extra yarn with my pinky like this. And then you're going to take your crochet hook and go under the first loop and over top the second. Pull the second under the first like this. And then you're going to twist your crochet hook and grab that piece of yarn and pull it through the loop. If you didn't catch that, don't worry, I will play it again for you in slow motion. Now that we have our ring, we are going to place 6 single crochets inside of here. So going over top both the tail and the loop, it's really important that you go over both those pieces. We are going to insert 6 single crochets. And then you're going to close the magic ring by just pulling on that tail, which is why we had to single crochet over both the tail and the loop. And now you have your magic ring. So we are just going to start off by doing a single crochet in each stitch around the circle. It can be a little bit tricky to get your hook into the first single crochet here. Once you have it, you can pop in a single crochet. And then you're going to mark this stitch. And then continue around the circle, just 1 single crochet in each stitch around. We are still going to have 6 stitches at the end of this round. You can kind of flip your piece inside out like this. It can be tricky because it's so small. And then place your first stitch of the round and mark that stitch. Again, in round 3, we are just doing 1 single crochet in each stitch around for a total of 6 stitches at the end of the round. Then you can remove your stitch marker, and in this round we are going to be going from 6 stitches to 8. So place your first stitch of the round and mark that stitch. Next we are going to make another single crochet in the next stitch, and then we are going to increase in the next stitch. Single crochet, single crochet, and ending the round on an increase. Round 5, we are going to be going from 8 to 10 stitches. So you can remove your stitch marker, place the first stitch of the next round, and then mark that stitch. Then place another single crochet in the next stitch. Another single crochet, and then increase in that third stitch. And then single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, and ending on an increase. Remove your stitch marker, place your first stitch of the next round, and mark that stitch. In round 6, we are just doing 10 single crochets all the way around, so single crochet until you get back to the stitch marker. After we complete this round, I am just going to weave in my end before it gets too difficult to do so. So grab your yarn needle, and you can flip your piece inside out, and then you're just going to pop your yarn needle in and out random stitches in the bottom of your hat, making sure the hole was closed really tight before you started doing this, and then just weave in back and forth. I'm also going to trim my yarn so that it doesn't get in the way as I'm crocheting along. Round 7, we'll be going up to 12 single crochets. So we are going to place our first single crochet of the round and then marking that stitch. Then we are going to single crochet in the next 3 stitches. So single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, and increase in the next stitch. And then again, single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, and then increase. Round 8 is just going to be a single crochet in each stitch around. So do your first stitch and then mark it. And then just work your way around single crocheting until you get back to the stitch marker. Round 9, we are going to be going up to 18 stitches. So we're going to place our first single crochet and then mark that stitch. And then in the next available stitch, we will be placing an increase, and then a single crochet, and then increase. Single crochet, increase. And just keep repeating that until you get back to the stitch marker. Round 10, we are just going to be doing a single crochet in each stitch around. So make your first single crochet and mark that stitch. And then work your way around, placing a single crochet in each stitch. Round 11 will be going up to 24 stitches. So So you can place your first single crochet of the round and then mark that stitch. And then in the next stitch, place 1 single crochet and then do an increase in the 3rd stitch. Single crochet, increase. Single crochet, increase. Just keep repeating that pattern until you get back to the stitch marker. The next round is another round of just plain single crochets all the way around. So make your first one and then mark that stitch. And then for round 12, just single crochet until you get back to the stitch marker. In round 13, we are going to be going up to 30 stitches. So place your first single crochet of the round and then mark that stitch as always. Then you can single crochet, and increase. So increasing in every 4th stitch here. So 3 single crochets and then an increase. Single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, and increase. Just keep repeating that until you get back to the stitch marker. Round 14 is going to be another round of just a single crochet all the way around. So place your first one of the round and then mark it. And then you'll be doing a total of 30 single crochets around the circle. The next round is our last round of increasing. So place your first single crochet of the round and then mark that stitch. We are going to be going up to 36 single crochets this time. So do another single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, and then increase. So we're doing 4 single crochet and then an increase in this round. We are also going to be changing the color to white at the end of this round. So in the stitch right before the stitch marker, make sure that you stop halfway through your last single crochet so that we can change the color. So for this last stitch, we are doing the first single crochet of the increase and then just the first half of the second single crochet of the increase. So pausing here, grab your white yarn and we are going to thread it onto the single crochet. So just pulling that white yarn through those 2 loops on your hook. And we have now changed the color to white. So I'm just going to place the first single crochet of the next round before I tie the tails together. So just placing the next single crochet in white. And then I'm gonna pause here. I'm gonna tie the 2 tails together, cut the red yarn, and then I'm going to mark the white stitch with a stitch marker. And now for the next 2 rounds, all we're doing is single crocheting all the way around. So for a total of 36 single crochets, we are just single crocheting all the way around. I'm going to speed up the next 2 rounds, but again, just plain single crochet all the way around. Don't forget to mark the stitch at the beginning of each round, and I'll meet you back once you're done that. Coming up on the last few single crochets, we can now remove the stitch marker and we're going to do a fasten off. So what we're going to do is insert our hook into the next available stitch, yarn over, and immediately pull through all the loops on your hook just like this. That's called a slip stitch, and it's just a really nice, neat way of finishing off your work. And then trim your tail. Make sure you leave a long tail. I actually didn't leave a long enough tail for me, so definitely leave a longer tail than you'll think you'll need. And we're gonna use that to sew it onto the owl. So you can grab your yarn needle from your kit, and then we're just going to sew the hat on. You can either place it directly on the top of the owl like this. And remember, the pom-pom is gonna go on the end, so it can look something like this if you want to fold it over, or you can keep it straight, or you can place the hat off to the side of the owl. I like to place mine off to the side like this, and then I am probably going to glue it on something like that. Once you're happy with the way your hat is situated on the head, you are just going to start sewing it on. So if you've never sewed anything before, it's super easy. You're just going to poke your needle through the body of the owl and then directly into the stitch of the hat. So just like this. And just do this all the way around for each stitch of the hat, making sure that the hat is staying exactly where you want it and it's not getting bent or twisted around. So if this is your first time sewing, just go really slow and just slowly work your way around sewing the hat. Like I said before, I didn't leave enough of a tail for my hat to be sewn on, so once we get about 3/4 of the way sewn on the hat, you'll see how I fix that problem by just adding some more yarn on to sew the rest of the hat on. As you can see, my tail is getting super, super short. It's a really easy fix. All you have to do is grab a scrap piece of white yarn. Just thread it through the hat on the last stitch that you worked. And then we'll deal with the ends after we're done sewing the rest of the way on. So once you're done sewing, I like to just weave in my end. And then for those two little tails, I'm actually just going to knot them together to make sure that they don't come undone because they're too short to weave them in properly. And then I'm just going to hide the tails in the body by poking the needle through the back like this. Now all we have left to do is glue on the pom-pom and create a little beak. So grab your pom-pom and some glue. The glue is up to you. You can use hot glue, that's my favorite method, or you could use fabric glue, or you could even use white glue. You'll just have to hold it on a little bit tighter and for longer to have it dry. But grab whatever glue you have. If you don't have any glue at all, you can leave it without a pom-pom. It's really up to you. I used hot glue, so it stayed pretty easily. I just held it in place for a few seconds while it dried. And then you can leave the hat straight up like this, but I like mine bent over to the side a bit, so I'm just going to place another dab of glue on the side of the hat. Now your owl should be looking something like this, and all we have left to do is to sew on a little beak. So grab the yellow yarn that's in your kit and your yarn needle and thread the yellow yarn onto your needle. So all you have to do to embroider it on is to pick 2 holes in between the eyes, and then you're going to make a little V. So I like to do 2 holes that are actually just behind the felt, like that. Kind of stick your needle in and then go directly down in the center of the eyes about 2 stitches down. Pull the yarn through like this, and then you're going to go directly back into the same hole that you were just in, and then go directly across into the matching hole on the other side of the head, like so. Now you can just pop your needle back into where the first piece was here, and that's going to create a triangle shape. And pull it tight. Make sure everything is super even and exactly how you want, and then we are going to tighten everything and weave in the ends. So I just trimmed my needle off like this. And then I'm going to grab the scrap pieces over here and poke them out the other side of the exact same hole so that all 4 ends are coming out of the same hole. It's really important that they're all coming out of the same place and there's not any overlap of yarn in between, because we're going to double knot all of these ends together. So now we can double knot them all together, and then I'm going to cut them super short and just poke them back into the body with my scissors. So if you want to leave your owl the way it is, that's totally fine. You can just leave it like this without the ornament attachment. It makes a super cute little decoration. but I'm going to attach a piece of yarn to make mine able to hang on a tree. So all I'm going to do is grab about 10 inches of the red yarn, thread it onto your needle, and then stick it into the top of the hat. Just make sure it's nice and even on all sides, and pull it through like so. And then I'm going to leave about 4 inches of hanging. Just place a knot where you'd like. Tie it super tight. You can do a double knot if you want, and then trim the ends. And then I like to just hide that knot into the hat. Now your owl is complete, and you can move on to make either the reindeer or the snowman next. Just follow the same body instructions as the owl.